Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the distance formula. A formula that lets us take any two coordinates and find out exactly how much distance is between them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two coordinates on the board here. Let's say we have -4, 2, and, I don't know, 3, -5. And what we're going to be able to do is we'll be able to find exactly how much space is between those 2 points, at least in a straight line distance. Now to do that, we utilize the equation you see right here behind me. This is a tough looking equation. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of stuff going on here. But as long as we take it step by step, it's not too difficult to complete. We have a lot of variables. First off, the D just stands for distance. However, we also have x2, x1, y2, and y1. Where are we getting those? Well, you may have heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again. Anytime we have coordinates that we're using for anything, midpoint formula, slope, distance formula, whatever it might be, let's label them. x1, y1, x2, y2. Well, now we know what x1, y1, x2, and y2 are. They just correspond with my coordinates. So let's go ahead and fill in this distance formula with the variables, or the values, that I know my variables are. So I would say the square root of x2, or 3, minus x1, -4, squared, plus y2, -5, minus y1, 2, squared. Now we often have a lot of positives and negatives mixing around in here. So we want to be really careful that if we're subtracting a negative that we do that properly, or if we're whatever we're doing. You know how signs can get a little confusing sometimes. Well, I notice right here we have 3 minus -4. So I'm going to say subtracting a negative, that's the same thing as adding. So the first thing you want to do in any problem like this is what's in the parentheses, kind of like order of operations. I mean, that's really all we're actually doing here is order of operations. So let's go ahead and figure that out. Well, 3 plus 4, that's going to be 7. Well, 7 squared. And then we have -5 minus 2. Well, -5 minus 2, that sounds like -7 to me. We get -7 squared. All right, step 1 down. Now, let's go ahead and apply those exponents. 7 squared, -7 squared. Sorry about that. Well, 7 squared is 49, and -7 squared, that's also 49, right? So now let's just add them together, and we're done. 49 plus 49 gets us the square root of 98. Now here's the deal. That technically is our answer. It seems weird to say, oh, well, a number is the square root of 98. That's our distance. We don't usually talk like that, right? We don't say, I need to go to the town over there. It's the square root of 45 miles away. It's not really what we do. However, it can be mathematically accurate, and sometimes it's mathematically preferred to say that's our distance. We could turn it into a decimal if we wanted. I mean, what, it's going to be like 9.9 or something? I don't know. It's in some never-ending decimal probably. That's not fun for anybody to write or look at. So mathematically, a lot of times we want to either leave it like this, or if your teacher prefers to simplify that square root, then we want to simplify the square root. Now, I am a person that does like to simplify square roots, so I'm going to do that real quick. So if I have the square root of 98, then to simplify that square root, my own personal way of doing this is to make a factor tree of it. Well, I know 98 is the product of 49 and 2, and 49 is the product of 7 and 7. Well, to simplify a square root, I'm looking for pairs. I have a pair of 7s, and I have this 2 that is all on its own. One of my numbers from the pair gets to come out of the square root, and then Any numbers on their own stay inside, just like that. So I am actually going to prefer that answer to be written as 7 times the square root of 2 as opposed to the square root of 98. However, they do both represent the exact same thing. And that's our distance. Well, you can do that with any 2 points, no matter where they are on the graph, no matter what kind of coordinates they are, positives, negatives, anything. You plug them in here, find out exactly how far away. If you have any questions about this or specific problems you want to see done, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys.